Right. Hello. Hopefully this works. Let me check my stuff. Double check. Hello. Okay. Being weird. Hey everyone. Hi. Pumpkin. I see that Alia is here too. Hello. And Arctic Journals. Hello. Hi. I'm just gonna let the people come in a little bit during this for a drawing. Hey Elizabeth, hi. Toasty Art. Hello Toasty. Hi Lewis. Hi Kelly. Did another mini cat painting. Oh yay! And probably will be painting along. That's awesome. I grabbed I mean, these are not new references. They're when I did the Babush Cats. And then another, I think this was for the calendar piece and then the other calendar piece. But I had these on hand, and since I don't particularly have a plan, I thought that these will do. I'm always up to draw like more old ladies. There's definitely something that I can put together from this. So yeah, a bunch of printed references. I love babushka cats. You get the real babushka experience though. Hi Paulo. Hi, a watercolorist. Hi guys. So, how is everyone today on this particular Saturday? Doing good, not wanting to go late. Stressed for surviving as one does these days. Yeah, I'm getting more colorful because I did a bigger one with that color combo. Ooh, raining over here, so not very good. I mean, isn't that good for the plants though? Not bad. Starting to play with the new colors and ooh. So you got them. They arrived. But the new color too is just with thing. Oh, which ones did you get? Yes, I'm also having fun combining them with the 2025 releases. Cool. A 15 set. Ooh. They've released quite a few super interesting new colors, new color twos set recently, like with themes like dark colors. I don't know, like underwater. Like I don't remember what the themes were, but I'm always happy to see a more um catered selection of colors rather than the usual basic colors that are so far apart that it's very difficult to use when you get that. I I, I get it, but at the same time I don't. I like all Rosa colors for the most part, but I haven't played with these a ton yet. I've only just got the first layers of painting, using some drying right now. Ooh! I want new colors so much, but dang, they're expensive. There could be a couple of alternatives. I think Jinja has mentioned the Lyra. Like the Lyra water-soluble crayons. And they might be easier for you to get. Playing with Rosa right now too. Gotta be like combo. I have the Chinese ones, but wanted the real deal. Reading some Athens. Ooh, that's nice. Hi, Joe. Hello. Flash out for the 30 set of new with accumulated Walmart. Oh yeah, lumpy elephant. Yeah. Perhaps for a bit of added context, Rosa are made in Ukraine. White Knights are made in Russia. Uh, these two don't get along right now. It's been a few years, and there's some people here in the community that are in Ukraine. So I would say that if you perhaps support I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I would say that Rosa are really good. And also, just as an added note, just quickly, but um, I've heard people say that White Knights, the quality has lowered a lot in the last few years. Like they're less good than before. So that's something to keep in mind on top of everything else. I mean, that's a very, very valid point. Arctic journals. I spent 3 years in Eastern Ukraine. Almost got married there. I know many. That moment when you want to write down mix but no paper aside from watercolor. You can write it on the back of a painting or something, like lightly with graphite, so you can easily erase it after. Hey Sean, hello. How are you today? This is the most, like, my brain defaulted to a sort of a the Japanese wind chime, but oh, also ultramarine gray and burgundy red. How do you just draw and get all the proportions right? I mean, I don't. um, Hi, Curious. Hello. But yeah, it's. I think being more comfortable with proportions. There's two aspects to this. One is very obviously practice. Like, that's not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise. And the other one is to have a sort of methodology in your head that helps you with that. For me, it's I will often start with the stuff that is perhaps the focal point in my drawing. So I started by drawing the two characters because they're the sort of focal point of this whole thing. And then I have that, so everything that I do, I kind of have to scale for them. Like, look at this door. This door is way too small. They don't even like fit in without having to bend over. So that's something I need to fix. It also really depends on the kind of art style you want to go for. If you want to go for more realistic stuff, like, then it's even harder to get like the proportions right. But since I don't really, that saves me a lot. I try to go for like something that will be easy to look at and that you won't necessarily feel from just looking at it that it's full of mistakes. Like you'll be able to look at it and be like, okay, I know this is not like a realistic piece of art, but there's nothing that I see and that takes me out of the painting because it's so weird compared to everything else that's around it. Does that make sense? Doing pretty rough, but I'll... Oof! Ow! Yeah, the earache sounds like perhaps the most annoying one. Unless it's caused by quitting coffee. At least you know what's going on, but oof, quitting coffee. Are you trying to like switch it out with something else, like tea perhaps, or... Oh no. There was the video that encourages the use of your fanciest art supplies, so I'm doing that now. Turns out I don't know how to use them. And what are they? I had some chai tea yesterday just to relax the caffeine headache, but no tea. Okay. Do so. I tried the Timu watercolor paper, Bao. Yeah, Bao Hong. The Bao Hong paper is actually really, really nice. It's more and more available on in places outside of Timu. Like I think Jackson's is selling it now. Petit doo. I don't know if the clouds would go all the way to the sea. Hmm. So Jerry's Artorama in the US also has Bahong, and Artemiranda in the EU. That's cool. Ooh, rough rice paper. You want to see a short, an Eve short animation? What is that? Gosh, I haven't done animation in forever. Of course, it would be good if I could draw the hands on the right side, you know. If the sketch have an idea what they're looking at. I mean, anything you want, but you know they're gonna argue about it. That's mostly the point. What's a quickle? There's going to be an overtax on Chinese. So I don't. Why though? Hopefully, I won't have any kind of paper mishap. I haven't been very lucky with my paper lately. Like, it's feathering, it's not really collaborating. quick pickle. Oh, glad watercolor paper goes bad after a while. Mixed major. Yeah, definitely. Oh yes, that is the very essence of babushkas and babushkas. Yep. I just remember to have. Might have missed it. Which block is this? On the overtext is a political decision. Please come. Chinese companies know very well how to get over that. You might have a point there. Get a feeling when cat hair is all over. Oh no! Okay, so the paper block. This is I'm taking a risk today. This is a very old block of ash paper that I have, hot press. I haven't used it in a really long time, so I don't know what the sizing is going to be like. I'm hoping it's still going to be good because it's not like ash paper is getting any more affordable, so I would hate for this to be bad now, but you mean that's not normal? Yeah, I would second the notion that if you have paint without pet hairs in it and you have pets, there's something weird. Thank you so much. Characters. Good. They got some cake. Ooh! What kind of cake? have cat hairs even when I mean it's everywhere. I baked white chocolate and raspberry with white chocolate lime. Whoa. Oh, that sounds amazing. No, I want a cake and I'm not allowed to own a pain. Oh no. Okay, sorry. I had to finish my beverage. Whoop. Oh, I missed the word ganache. So it's white chocolate, lime, and freeze-dried raspberry ganache. Oh. I don't really know how that little building is gonna pan out because I am like winging it more than actually like building it with perspective and whatnot, and I'm not really using reference for that bit, so I'm not sure how that part will turn out, but we'll see. Auntie Patience! Yes, hi! Yeah, time change. Oh, also, I mean, I need to also talk about the color palette that I'll be using. I will do that when I'm setting this aside to dry. So I don't think it's going to take a very long time to dry, but... All right. This is drying. So this is the alternate split primary I was talking about. Oh, who is making pie for Pie Day? I always forget about Pie Day. But yeah, the original starting point of this is a Reddit post where someone shared their sort of alternative split primary palette because they felt like as a beginner in painting, it's a bit abstract to try and understand cool and warm colors. And if you have the usual split primary that has a cool yellow, a warm yellow, a magenta, a red, a cyan, and a blue, so like basically a cool and a warm red and a cool and a warm blue, it's a bit confusing. So they put forth that perhaps a better selection of 6 colors to use in this context would be a yellow, a magenta, and a cyan, but then you had a green, an orange, and a purple. So that way you get more range between the mixes of the main colors. Whereas if you have a regular split primary, like the 2 yellows are really close here, then you have like the 2 blues, and then the red and magenta, and it's like in between there's more, it's like the mix of those 2 colors has to cover more ground in terms of what it should be able to mix. Whereas if you have these 6 colors, like you can control a bit more how the colors are going to mix and what kind of results you're going to get. I hope this makes sense. I wanted to try it out for myself, so I did this color wheel the usual way, meaning that I put down the main colors and then I went like between the main colors and did a mix on the palette and painted it in. And then I did another version, that is this one, that is upside down. But what I did for this one is it's the same positioning for the colors, but instead I took out my main 6 colors, I did a wash, like a pool of paint in my palette, a significant amount of it, and then I layered multiple passes over this whole thing. So if you take any kind of the main colors, like the magenta is 3 layers of the magenta wash, so 1, 2, 3. And then if you move towards the orange, the next section is 2 layers of the magenta, but 1 layer of the orange. And then it's 1 layer of the magenta and 2 layers of the orange, and then it's the 3 orange layers. So that's our main orange color. And it goes on like this, like then you move on towards the yellow, so 2 orange, 1 yellow, 1 orange, 2 yellow, and then 3 yellow, and like that all the way around. So I just did that. It's very simple. I just did, you know, a pass, you let it dry, you do another pass, you let it dry, you do another pass, you let it dry, and so on and so forth until the whole wheel is completed. I feel like this perhaps gives a more controlled gradation of colors somewhat, but you sort of can't really get the colors to be as intense as a mix where you can go really full ham on the mass tone of the mixes. And then no pie or cake for me, stupid gluten. Oh. What do I pie chart? Oh, that's my pie. How about that, Paulo? Those are my pies. Yeah, I think I like this one more too, but it was really interesting to go through this exercise because, like, one of the main points of watercolor is that you can layer it. So to build a color by layers, although it's not my favorite way to go, was really interesting to do. And then I did 3 sheets where I mixed the opposite colors together just to see what happens. And there's like 3 sections to this sheet. You have a graded mix from one color to the next to the best-ish of my abilities. So I just started with the yellow. I had a little bit of purple, a little bit more purple, a little bit more purple, more purple, blah, 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 all the way to here. And then this, for the circle, it was sort of an experiment of wet in wet, taking inspiration for how you would have a sphere be rendered, like with the highlight, the part that, you know, the gradient that goes to the shadow, and then the bounce light. But since it was wet in wet, it's a mess of cauliflowers and whatnot. Still, it's really interesting to see like the kind of colors you get just by mixing these two in a patch of wet paper. And then this square here is more layering. It's a bit different than the layer wheel, because what I went for this one is I did like 3 pass of the purple wash to, well, I mean, it's like you paint the whole thing with the wash and then this and then this. So this has 3 layers, 2 layers, 1 layer. But I did the same in the other direction with the yellow. So there's no, it's not quite the same approach, because here you have a square that is like 1 layer of purple, 1 layer of yellow, but here you have 1 layer of yellow and 2 of purple, and then 3 purple plus 1 yellow, and then the other way here, like this is all 1 purple, but then you get 3 yellow, 2 yellow, 1 yellow, and then there's a sort of a gradation where this square here is 3 layers of everything. So technically, like the diagonal here is the same color, but diluted to some degrees. I need water, hold on. It's a cauliflower pie. Alright, sorry. Then I did same thing with the orange and the blue. So, hold on. This one, when you mix them, you don't really get a gray. You kind of get a brown that's perhaps a little bit like raw umber. You know, that very muted, just a little bit greenish kind of brown. With these two, you kind of get a good gray in the middle. But yeah, again, same thing. So I start with the orange and I gradually add more and more blue, the wet in wet, and then the layering here. And then the magenta and the green, same thing again. This one, you don't really get a gray either. You kind of get a really muted bluish purple, perhaps. So yeah. These pairings, they're not necessarily perfect complementaries, but they work and they give you a certain range of mixes that you can easily access. Now, why I wanted to go further with these today and do the little drawing, sorry, is to see how they work in context. Like, what if I need a very specific color? Am I able to mix it? I put the paints in this little rosa tin that I have. I remove the brackets. And now I need to erase my sketch somewhat, but I don't. I'll see if the netted eraser kind of works for this. I love the orange being all mysterious inside of the blue fog in the circle. It's really interesting. It was a good test to do, like to figure out a bunch of stuff. It's not working very well. The gamut of colors you get with that 6 colors seems to be covering a lot of the color space. I agree. Yeah. And I was kind of surprised too. Not that I was expecting anything different. I really didn't have any expectation. But as much as, I don't know, Purell Orange kind of sends me because of the way it goes like pinker, it really works well. Like you get a fairly defendable red when you mix it with the magenta, and then we get a good like in-then-thrown sort of deep blue with the blue with just a little bit of the accessing purple. It's literally having a cyan, magenta, yellow triad, but boosted, I feel like. Like all of the mixes, I think, are really pretty. That kind of reminds me of my play with Zorn palette. Try replacing white with... Ooh, that's interesting. It's interesting because the Rosa Gallery one is following a similar formula than Van Gogh and Rembrandt followed. It's not genuine buff titanium, it's a mix. Doesn't really change much of anything because it is still like a fairly opaque beige color, but alright, how's this? Alright, let's see if the paint is gonna work on this or not. I do have to say that if I have at least a least favorite color in the 2026 Rosa releases, it's their buff titanium. It's so pale as to be nearly white, and for me, I like the buff to have a distinct warm tone. I have one from Forbidden Paints too, but it's different. Mostly use the core version. I think Roman Schmal has one that is quite nice too. Alright, I'm a little bit nervous to start on this, to be completely honest, but it is what it is. I can't put brushes in here. That's not a good container for brushes. Let's try this one. Oh, it's too big. This one. Am I still somewhat in frame? Hey, Lena! Hello! Hey, Roots and Ruin! Hi! Ooh, Brumley's has the new Rosa colors in stock! Wow! Wow, that's quick! Otto! Hello! Hi everyone! Whole family's here, yes! Yeah, that's true, you don't get a wrench anymore, you have a shield. Oh. I'm super focused, guys. I will look at chat when I'm done with this little patch of blue sky. Okay. Whew. Shield needs heraldry. Oh, that's a shield. That makes more sense. I was wondering where cubes. Just hope it's an auto gripping shield. That the shield me overnight. Thinking police. Ugh. I vote to say that it's not a police badge. Hey, Hippopotamus Bosch, hello. It looks more like a TARDIS than a shield to me. And house cat with Chris Brush. Dude. There should be a contest to figure out the heraldry for this chat. There's a lot of like felines and dragons in heraldry, so that could be really interesting to look into. Alright. Tortoises are called shield toads in German. Mostly lions. Lions are just big cats, pretty much. And mind you, most of these are like a somewhat medieval-ish interpretation of a lion, so I think we have a little bit of leeway here. My recent times favorite brush. I love Aqua Elite in that size. It is a really good brush. This one is a size 6 long round, and it has a really fun point, as you can probably see. I want to try something. So another thing that I will often do is I will lay down my shadows first. Since this is a outside and daylight kind of scene with what I suppose is a fairly legit sky, so it's gonna be like purple-ish shadow, bluish purple shadow, I think. Have a good day, Kelly. Thank you so much for stopping by. That purple mix is so nice and bright. Of curiosity, what did you use for the line art? It's this pretty cool brush pen from Zebra. I couldn't tell you what the actual like name of the model is, whatever, but it's the gray one. It's a slightly sparkly plastic, and it's fully waterproof. The only issue with this is that it's not something you can refill. It's a disposable pen, but it's still one of my all-time favorite ones. I really like the Pentel brush pen, but I've had issues with it recently where it would like feather a lot. You guys saw that, like the extreme feathering that I encountered with that one. That was not expected, and it was not very pleasant. So I have to say, this block of Arch paper has held up really well. Oh, is it buffering? Is it still working? All still working. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Because I turned around to look at chat and it was buffering, so I'm just enjoying this purple while thinking of illustration ideas for tomorrow. It's good. I feel it so much that purple is truly inspiring. I'm glad you guys think so. Lena, I don't know if you were there when I mentioned what colors I'm using, but it came from a Reddit post that I saw that suggested a different split primary palette, that instead of having like the usual split primary, you have cyan, magenta, yellow, and then you have secondary colors to make sure that every mix you get is really rounded out, and it's very, very versatile. So after doing a bunch of tests and various color wheels, I feel like the next step was to take that selection of 6 colors and to, try painting something with it. And that's where we're at. I want those cats to be a story so bad. So need cyan. What do you use for? I usually use phthalo blue green shade. PB15 column 3 in Rosa. It's their bright blue, I think. They have blue, which is PB15, and they also have bright blue, which is PB15 column 3, I think. I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. This one is just a regular round. It's not a pointed round like the other one that I was using, but I think I have phthalo blue green shade, and we'll have to check for people in my range. Just too lazy to get up right now. Oh no. Ah, yes, I have it in my Forbidden Paints. Each book with recent swatches was nearby. Oh, cool. Makes a really lovely range of greens with critical. I agree. It's a very versatile color. It's just a bit difficult to use just as is, you know, like most of these. Sorry. All right. Next. I'm gonna see if I can make some sort of stone color, which is gonna be the first color that I try to mix with this palette that's a bit more muted, so that's gonna be interesting. So, starting with very faint yellow and orange mix. I'm adding magenta to it. And then I need to mute this a little bit. So I looked at my color wheel and I decided to add a bit of, oh, that's good, green and blue. And I think that's, you know, fairly decent. That actually gave me an idea to make mixed chart with magenta and different blues. Yeah, absolutely. Big fan of PB16. Random question: has anyone here ever tried Indico Red? I am powerfully curious. I think Schminke had it for a bit. Trevor sells the pigment, and Schminke made a really limited run of watercolor a couple of years ago. Really interesting. Thanks. I mean, I'm gonna be building up on this. I know I said, maybe I just said that to myself, but recently I kind of wanted to perhaps move a little bit away from doing watercolor in like a bajillion layers, but I feel like with a palette that I am not familiar with, it's a bit difficult to achieve that or to feel comfortable with that. I'm looking to mix a very light. I mean, technically the little building I'm referencing is completely white, but I don't want to have it be completely white. So I'm trying to build a really, oh, that's perfect. Really light, muted sort of very, very light peachy color kind of. Just so that the building is not completely white. Oh, that make I had a hard time choosing relating colors by them. So that one. Oof, good luck. Slightly darker brown color. It's a bit annoying to not be able to tape off a border, because this is Arch hot press, and I know it doesn't like masking tape, but I might just stop being so careful about the border. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to frame it, so I don't know, but I feel like if it was to be framed, what is more convenient? That I paint outside of the line, so if you put a mat over it, it's fine, or that I try to stick to my line the best I can, which is not doing great so far. And then you don't really need a mat, perhaps, but yeah, I might just start being a bit more all over the place with that. Those blue, purple, and orange color are what I needed for a sunset I saw last night, or rather the light that was casting on the pond and dry cattail. Ooh! It must have been very pretty. Okay, so I kind of need a sort of terracotta color. Might still a little bit of this. Oops. I think that's serviceable. Yeah. EF based. Ooh! I actually use mats for the paint, but I guess it depends. If it's just a master of stop. Super. Wish you could have been there because I know the color. I'm like mentally listing the mixes I absolutely need to try, and that peachy and purple combo is fire. It's always interesting to swatch a color before painting with it because sometimes it's difficult to look at a color on the palette and not see just the colors you put in the mix. But then you swatch it separately on a piece of paper and I'm just gonna go over the border. Screw that. Hey Melissa, hello. I knew I had to turn left on one of the cats maybe. Hi 23, hello. Oh shoot, it started snowing again. Oh, jeez. We got like 6 inches of snow. It's absurd. There's so much snow. Still have snow. Yeah, of course. I mean, it was really nice and warm on last Monday, so about a week ago. But yeah, we had icy rain on something like Wednesday, I think. Yeah, and it got down to quite cold, and now it's been snowing a lot. Is Jill there? Don't have any snow left, but are expecting 12 inches plus tonight. Ooh! Oh, dude. I'm not putting away my winter clothes till April to not. Yeah, I mean, we have a saying over here that's something about like you really shouldn't take for granted that April is gonna be nice and warm. You have to wait for at least May, but even then. Anyway, I got myself a flannel shirt. It felt so nice and so soft and nice. And then remembered that we talked about the Canadian wardrobe. Now my partner jokes about me becoming a Canadian lumberjack. It's the Canadian uniform. Beginning to be hot here, and I'm starting to think I'm not spring summer. Ugh. I don't like summer. I love flannel shirt. I have like 5 or 6 in my collection. Oh yeah. That's way too big a brush for what I'm trying to do. Winter, what is that? Oof. If you can identify. It's so comfy and it is, it is. Then to have mature warm snaps that trick the plants into coming out and then bam, big freeze. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's been more and more common, hasn't it? Same like in the fall, that sometimes it's cold enough for long enough, and then it warms up, and then the plants start like growing again, and then winter, everything freezes. I live in hot weather, so yeah. Right now, I mean, for flannel shirts, you want them to be like roomy and comfy and cozy. So I think that's probably one of the most salvageable item, regardless of where you're at, in terms of weight. As someone who's on a quest to replace as much of my wardrobe with wearable blankets, oversized soft shirts sounds right up my alley. Oh, 32 Celsius, are you kidding me? Oh, that's too hot. Yeah, I love oversized too, so it doesn't bother me much. Going to wear my flannels, absolutely. If they are, if they get like depending on the flannel and the shrinking and whatever, but you can also wear them as a bit of a dress tunic, somewhat like if you wear a belt over them. Maybe I'm too 90s, but yeah. I really have to use the bathroom, so I'm gonna end the stream here. Probably keep working on this. I'm really glad that the paper has survived, at least so far, being on the shelf for so long. I love it. Here today's 27, feels like 29. Oh my gosh, but we're only in March. What's it like when you're in like July? Like 62 Celsius? What the heck? Yes, or there's a sucker punch of cold in the early fall, and then it gets warmer, and you just have to look at dead-looking trees. It feels unnecessary. They got scared. They're all naked up there, and you're like, "Aw." What do you see? Oh, got a very nice Harry Potter hoodie. Couple months. My gosh, YouTube, YouTube. These are in again. They never left. They never left. But yeah, thank you so much for the stream, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, as much as possible in any case. And we will see each other on the Discord, so we can keep on chatting over there. And yeah, just to quickly summarize this experiment so far, but I really think this is a great selection of colors, and I'm looking forward to being a bit more used to them and to be a bit more knowledgeable about the mixes that I can make and how to make them, basically. So yep, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend, and see you all in the next one. Until then, take cake. Don't forget the cake. And bye-bye.